Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Nanea and you're here because you're worth it. I'm a personal trainer and health coach who supports women looking to lose weight and gain energy. And I do so in a sustainable way. So we focus from the outset on how you can sustain your weight loss for the long term. I lost 50 pounds this way and I'm able to keep it off, and I'd love for you to experience the same joy in living and feeling your best. If you're interested in more videos like these, subscribe to this channel and like this video so you can see more content just like this. In today's video, we're going to get really honest about some of the things that may be keeping you back from seeing results and what you need to do and start doing to really begin your weight loss journey in earnest so that you're not going back and forth, losing weight and gaining weight. Let's dive in. I had to become brutally honest with myself about as I was on my second and third and fourth weight loss journey when I really decided I was going to do this for good. These are conversations I have with my clients regularly, and they may be things that you either struggle with or are on the fence about. This video may help you kind of determine what direction you should go when it comes to these topics. So the first item is meal prepping and meal planning. Now, I was someone who hated meal prepping and meal planning. I didn't hate it itself, like I loved the idea of it. In fact, I would watch a bunch of videos about it. I loved the idea of being really put together and being able to have my kids' meals planned in advance and my meals planned in advance, and like I would be totally together and just be a well-to-do person, right? But that didn't work out that way because it wasn't that I hated meal prepping or meal planning, it's that I just couldn't figure it out. I could not figure out how to incorporate it into my week, and every week just kept rolling over, and I was like, I guess I'm not a meal prepper. I'm just not a meal planner. I'm gonna have to figure out this another way, right? So I'm trying a weight loss journey without being someone who can prep or plan my meals, and it just doesn't work for the majority of us. It is very difficult to fight decision fatigue, general fatigue, convenience foods, fast foods, microwave meals, things like that, that generally aren't the best for us. They aren't the best for us. I'm being kind by saying generally, but they're just not good for your body. We gotta decide that, know that, and decide how can we incorporate in our week ways that we can make sure that even the worst days when we're the most tired and the most lethargic, we are able to eat at our best. That is by meal prepping and meal planning. So you have to plan your meals, and then you need to prep them so that they're available to you to be able to have or just warm up within 5 to 10 minutes, right? That's going to allow you to make the quick decision for a healthy meal instead of a quick decision for a not healthy meal. So for me, one of the things I struggled with is I would be driving home thinking about what I'm going to put in the oven for the kids or put on, on the stove to make for dinner, and it would just overwhelm me. I had finished my work day. I just got in the car. I'm about to go pick up the kids. I got to take them to an activity. What are we having for dinner? Something we can eat in the car. What can we eat in the car? Fast food. And I've tricked myself into believing that fast food is cheap and inexpensive and I can keep buying this and da-da-da. No, all of that's not true. None of that is true. So we would find ourselves eating fast food during the week, and that is not okay. That's not how I wanted to raise my children, not the benefits, not the foundation of health that I wanted to provide for them. And I felt terrible about making those decisions when I would make them. But not only that, of course, I'm overeating because fast food is not filling. It doesn't have a bunch of fiber. It's not going to have a bunch of vegetables. It's going to keep you full and protein. So I would be hungry and I would overeat. And even the serving sizes that they give you, it's too much for what it is, right? You shouldn't be eating any of it, let alone a large fry and a quarter pounder and a double quarter pounder, which is just a half pounder. But anyway, yeah, so that's concerning. So I needed to change it up. I decided I was really going to get creative with myself about ways that I can encourage myself to plan meals and prepare them in advance. I found a schedule that works for me, and I outline that in my videos about meal prepping and meal planning. But the first step obviously is to plan your meals. So think about what's the goal, what do you need to incorporate into each meal every day, which meals are you having every day, where are your snacks, how much water are you drinking, and really plan it out. If you need support with that, of course, in my 60-day Aligned Body program, we give you meal plans that might work for you based on our intake call. I co-design those and create those just for you based on your goals. And so that's really exciting because you can be focused on just incorporating that meal plan into your 2-week rotation or 3-week rotation, whatever works for you. And of course, that's complete with a shopping list. So if you're looking for more ways to just get ahead and have someone else do the heavy lifting when it comes to meal prepping and meal planning, then, click the link below and we can get a free strategy session going and we can make sure to get you on track with that. but definitely get real about the fact that meal planning and meal prepping is going to make a world of difference in your weight loss journey and in keeping yourself on track with nutrition. And remember, nutrition is going to be 80 to 90% of your success because it's just not going to be exercise. You can't overcompensate by exercising for bad nutrition. It's not going to work that way. Your nutrition is going to come first. Your nutrition is going to be what you're doing day in and day out. And it's a lot easier to fall behind on your movement or exercise for the week than it is to not eat every day. You're going to be eating every day, right? So you want to make sure that that's solid and set on a solid foundation. So I do have to be honest with you that you need to consider what it could look like for you to meal prep and meal plan. The biggest thing that helped me was to decide that I was not going to meal prep and meal plan when I was thinking about meal prepping and meal planning. I set a date on the calendar in advance for when I would sit down and meal plan, and then that was my day to do it. And I wasn't stressed out about it, and it wasn't like, oh, I didn't do it this week, so now I'm all messed up and I'm so upset with myself for not meal planning. It was just a date in the future, whether that needs to be 2 weeks out for you or tomorrow. Make sure it's not today if you're someone who struggles with the same things as me. So that you have a set time where you're just going to focus on that, get your things together and get your plan right. And also, you could just book a call and we'll do all that for you. The second thing that I needed to get honest with myself about was that movement was not going to be perfect every single day, right? It wasn't even going to be perfect each week, really. That I don't need 45 minutes of hardcore sweating and cardio to lose weight. That I don't have to do HIIT cardio and actually be at the gym to lose weight. That I don't have to sneak in a chunk of an hour of physical activity. I could actually break that up into 15-minute chunks throughout my day. There were so many misconceptions I had about making sure I was working out enough or exercising enough that I needed to let go and just decide that I was going to be someone who moves and moves regularly and moves for my body and for my soul health and my spiritual health and my mental health, and focus on doing it for those reasons, and just throw out the window all that stuff that they say about make sure you get 45 minutes, make sure you're sweating at this rate, check your heart rate, X, Y, and Z. That's how you know how many calories you're going to burn with the... Look, you cannot sustain that. Most of us cannot sustain that. If you are someone who can sustain that, you're probably already sustaining that and you might not need this video. But for those of us like me, it's hard. It's hard to incorporate that throughout my day with my kids' schedules, it's not going to happen perfectly every time. And I'm going to fall off the wagon, and then it's going to be a lot harder to get back up because I have no arm strength. So yes, I need to make sure that I am incorporating some resistance training in my arms on a regular basis and not having these crazy expectations around that so that I can actually hold onto the wagon. I'm going to stop with this analogy, but you get what I mean. So throw away some of those expectations when it comes to movement and think about a plan that really works for you. Again, if this is overwhelming or daunting to be like, well, where do I start? Don't worry, you can make changes slowly and surely, and consistency is going to be what matters the most when it comes to the changes that you're making. So just stay consistent. Do what feels good. Do what kind of pushes you a little bit past your limits here and there, but stay consistent in making movement a part of your everyday, whether that's 45 minutes or 5 minutes. The other thing that I had to get honest about myself, and this is the last one for this video, was about my water intake. Now, in the beginning, I felt that I was drinking enough water, I was hitting my daily goals, but I wasn't measuring my water out. I was just drinking, and I was drinking a lot, and I felt good, and I was drinking, I'm not thirsty, I was not drinking enough. I needed to really decide that I was going to commit to drinking half of my body weight in ounces each day. So right now I'm 140 pounds of fabulous, joyful fat and flab and muscle, and I need 70 ounces of water every day to maintain the water that my body needs to function, but also to keep flushing the toxins and to keep my brain healthy and my heart healthy and my kidneys healthy and my liver healthy and all the things. So I need to make sure I'm getting that. How do I do that? By making sure that I actually know the measurement of the bottles that I'm drinking from regularly and know how many times I need to fill up that bottle every day and finish it to hit my goals. You probably are underhydrated. You are probably oftentimes dehydrated, and you need to make sure that you're paying attention to that. We think we're drinking more than we are, and oftentimes we're overcompensating by eating because we're thirsty. And so think about that. Actually really get honest with yourself and track it for at least a week and see how hard or easy it may be for you to hit your goals. So calculate what's a half of your body weight in ounces. So if you're 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water every day. How do you hit that goal? Okay, maybe you have a 20-ounce bottle and you need to fill that up and drink it in its entirety 5 5 times today. So maybe that's 2 times before noon, 2 times between noon and 4. When you get off of work, you exercise, you drink another one there, and then one before bed. And I think that's 5. So that gets you to your 100 ounces. But think about what works for you, what you need for your body, and get real and honest about, are you drinking enough water? It matters. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to add in a bonus one because this is so critical. Ladies, please get enough sleep. When I started my journey, I was doing all of the things I knew to do in terms of, my fitness and my nutrition goals. But when I started focusing on sleep and really learning more about how much sleep affects our growth and development and our ungrowth, so that would be like how we digest and, get rid of some of those extra pounds, it was a game changer. So I really want you to think about how much sleep you need and how you can get that sleep. I have other videos on how to calculate and decide on what your bedtime is, but basically I want you to know how much you need to sleep every night. It's going to need to be somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. Figure out your sweet spot and then work backwards from the time you need to wake up, and that's the time you need to be asleep, not the time you need to go to bed, the time you need to be asleep. So whatever you need to do before that to get you asleep by that time is what you need to focus on. It made such a difference. I was losing about 2 pounds to 1 to 2 pounds a week pretty regularly, hit a plateau for like 3 or 4 weeks, which we'll get into plateaus later. Those are really difficult, but we can get you through those really easily by making quick changes. Anyway, during my plateau, I learned that I needed to focus more on sleep. And once I implemented that and was focusing on sleep, within the next week, I was seeing the weight loss and the steady weight loss again. And so it makes such a huge difference. I was also able to make better decisions when it came to food. I was a lot more energized. I was actually doing my daily activities that I promised myself I would do, like making sure I was meditating and praying, because I was having enough rest and I could think clearly. So definitely focus on that as well. Okay, I think I shared 4 habits that you have to be really honest with yourself about if you are intentional about your weight loss journey and really looking to see success. So make sure you focus on those. And if you're interested, we have weekly free guides and trainings in my private Facebook group. So you'll see the link below. Definitely join that. You can join us. We chat every week and we get to know each other a little bit better, and it's free training. So, you can't win. You can win. Wait. Yeah. We'll see you in the next video. Be well.